Hello, hello, hello. We are going to try to get this to work today. There we go. Going to be doing the New York Times Sudoku for, is this working today? We've had some really bad luck lately with putting together the tutorials for Sudoku, medium and hard. Today, let's just start with the hard. I've got a little bit different setup. I don't have my glasses. I'm already making excuses, but yesterday was quite a challenge. We were able to do it. We could not do it in 20 minutes, and then we wound up restarting it and did it in about 8 minutes, but unfortunately the recording didn't last. So it's April 12th, 2024. If you're viewing this and don't have access to it, to the puzzle, what is going on here? You can go to something like this. This happens to be Sudoku 9x9. Just go on Google and put it in, or just write it down on a piece of paper yourself, and try to do the puzzle on your own or along with us. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a walkthrough, so it's going to be probably a lot slower than we would normally do it, but that's okay. Hopefully we can all learn something along the way. So the first question, of course, is always, why should you do a hard Sudoku? I'm giving everybody a head start if you consider this a race. You know, this Sudoku, I think, is a great way to challenge your logical thinking, because this is pure logic. There is nothing, you don't need to guess here. You don't need to have quick skills or anything. This is just your ability to see something and logically deduce where things are. Now, I'm assuming you know what the rules of Sudoku are. And for the hards, generally speaking, they're just a little bit harder than the mediums. So it just, usually you need to know a few more techniques to get them done. But that being said, the time it takes, generally, maybe, it might take 9 minutes, 10 minutes to do the average medium, maybe 15 minutes to do the hard at this point. It'll be different for different people, obviously, but that's, the case for me. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. And, just looking at the puzzle now, these sevens are kind of sticking out already. And we can see immediately that, there's a 7 here. Why? Because, of course, the 7 is open here. I mean, it's closed out by that 7. This 7 closes out this one, that one this. So we've already got one right off the bat. So, take the easy ones while you can. We have another thing here where this 7 takes out that, this one, the row, and leaves us a 7 here, which should give us one more 7. So we have these 2 rows of 7 gone. Now here is a little trick, a little technique that you will need to know to do medium and hards. So obviously there's no 7 here, no 7 here, so it has to be a 7 here, which means there cannot be a 7 here, which gives us a 7 right there, right? So these are just little things that you need to do to be able to complete a hard. On an easy, yes, most of the time you're not going to do that. That might be the hardest part of an easy, what we just did there. So, but that's very commonplace for the, take off this jacket. It's getting hot in here. So anyways, so the 7s, I don't see any other things we can do with the 7s at the moment, but once again, perfectly fine. We've made progress. I usually like to start off at 1, but since we started with 7, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the number 8 and see if anything sticks out. There's nothing with the 8s that I see. And we'll go ahead and go with the 9. I don't have my glasses, so it's very possible that I'm going to miss some things. Now we do use the auto candidate. I'm going to click that on really fast just to show you what it is. And that's just basically, it writes in the numbers here. If you haven't used the auto candidate before, all the possibilities 1 through 9, and the ones that are in the same block like here are deleted. So in this case, 9 and 7. And then the 1 and the 7. So anything in the same column, the same row, or in the same 9 block. will be automatically deleted for you. I mean, you could do this yourself. You don't need the computer to do it for you. It just obviously makes it faster. And, there's some debate whether this is cheating or not cheating. I don't think it's cheating because you can just do it. It's not hard. So it doesn't take any kind of... the only thing it does is it makes it a little bit easier, because now some people refuse to write things down, so they use it as kind of a memory test. But I don't like to use Sudoku as a pure memory test. I want it to be a test of your rational ability. So that being said, we can see right here there's a 2, and it can only be a 2, and we'll look at that real fast why. So you have 1 here. There's no 2 anywhere in the column or the block or the row. There's a 3, there's a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, and a 9, which leaves only the 2. So we can put that in there. And so the same thing with this, the 9, we have a 4 over here. So obviously take the ones that you can do and do them. So while we're here, while we're looking at it, we can see something that's very interesting. We have this, what was I looking at here? We have 2 4s here. So we have in this column here, there's only 2 4s. This is the only place. So you can remove the 4s over here, and we can do that by going into the candidate mode and clicking those off. So we've eliminated the possibility of 4s being there. So we're just writing it down so we don't, so later on in the game, we'll know that, okay, there's no 4s there. So if we look around, I see there's an easy one over here, the 1, that's the only one possible. We have a 2 and 8 here, so this is very important. Once again, we have a 2 and an 8 here. So we can remove the 2 and the 8 here right off the bat, right? 2 and 8, which is going to give us a 6 and a 9, right? And of course, now we can take out all the 6s and the 9s here because they cannot have 6s and 9s. Now you need to be careful when you do this that you're not adding it. But there we go. So, I mean, we've immediately made some pretty good progress. We know there's a 2 and an 8 here. So once again, we can take out the 2s and the 8s. Okay, so, that's basically the gist of it and how we get through these puzzles and do them. So let me take a look here. Like I said, I do like to go through numerically and just try to get the easy ones. And I usually turn off the auto candidate when I'm doing the easy ones. So here's the 9s. We go through the 9. So here we go again. So we have the 9s cannot be here because of this 9. So it has to be here, right? But I don't see it helping us in any other way. So, this is something to remember. But, so you have 9s there, but the auto candidate mode will reveal that for us. Here's a very important one. So we have the 9s cannot be here, so they have to be here. So once again, since we know 9s are here, we take them out here, but we'd already figured that out because of the 6 and 9 from earlier. So, some of these techniques will obviously overlap, and that's one of them. So let's go ahead. I don't see anything else with the 9s. It's very possible to miss stuff. I'm just kind of quickly going through and scanning, making sure that I'm not missing very easy ones. You want to take the easy ones as you can. I'm up to 2. I don't see anything for the 2s. Oh, like I said, I usually turn this off because it's easy for me to get distracted. I don't see anything for the 3s. The 4s we do have. I think we figured out the 4s earlier. What I mean is, okay, has to be a 4 here, so we took out the 4s already, and we saw because of the other technique. So 4s are gone as far as we can see. And now we're looking for 5s. Okay. Sixes. That was right here, right? The sixes was 6 and the 9s. And okay, so we're back to 7. So now let's go ahead and look at the auto candidate and see if we see anything that's really stands out. So I'll look at the rows and the columns separately to make sure there's nothing missing or there's only one of something. So like here, I'm looking at ones. I got ones in everything, twos and everything. Now the threes can only be these ones, but unfortunately not too helpful for fives. 4 is already gone. Fives are taken. 6 cannot do anything with. 7, 8, and then we have 9s. So all I'm doing is looking at each one. I mean, it's kind of a methodical method of searching, but you know, sometimes that's all you got. You have to just dig in and start looking. 1, 4. So we know the 4s are only here. 8s and 9s. We have 6s. So 6s are too many spots. So if the 6s, like, see this 6 here, if this wasn't here, then I would know there would have to be a 6 here, so I could remove these other 6s, but that's not the case. So let's keep going. 1, 3, 5, 8. 1, 5, 8. 3 and 9. So one thing you're also looking for is repeaters. So something that's exactly the same for the number that's in the blocks. So like here, 7 and 8. If we only had 7 and 8, we could remove the 7 and the 8 for the corresponding blocks. So I'm kind of looking for those as well. 1, 2. Hopefully we can find one that we can use, and eventually we will, but you know, this is a hard puzzle. And sometimes talking it out makes it worse. Sometimes it makes it better. We know there's 4s down here. 5, 6. Those 7s are up here. And we don't have an 8. 8 as well. Okay, so 1s are here. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, don't see anything yet. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm in the office right now. So I've gone through all the columns and I do not see anything at all that stick out. So I'm going to move to the rows. Come on in.
Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Okay, I've gone through all the rows. If there's one there, I missed it. I'll do the blocks. Okay, I have missed something. Let me take a look this way. Okay, I'm obviously just missing something. I might have to reset it. See if I've made some error in when I was removing candidates. Let me see here. So occasionally you will make a mistake where basically you kind of block yourself. So it seems to happen every once and again. So you just go through, and if you have to, you just reset. Start over to make sure that's not the case. Or, sometimes I just recommend, just take a little break from actually doing the puzzle. Make sure you're not, just going blind from staring at it too long, because that certainly can happen as well. You press the wrong number somewhere, and now you're stuck. So usually when I play the harder ones and the mediums, I give myself a time limit, maximum of 30 minutes for a hard and a maximum of 15 for a medium. But, that's all going to depend on what you want to do, what you want to, how much time you want to dedicate to trying to solve a puzzle. Oy, 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 oy. Come on. What do we got here? 7. Oh, hey, everybody. I'm going to have to call it a pause for now. This is a tough one. I'm obviously missing something. Maybe if I had my glasses, I can be able to find it a little bit faster, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I thank you for watching. We'll be back later to finish this up.